I'm Holly, and with my sister Heather, you're listening to Haunted Family Podcast, a weekly podcast about the paranormal, unsolved mysteries, and even true crime. I was so afraid that I was not going to remember our intro. Have you missed us, guys?
I think they have. I mean, the last time they heard us was
Thanksgiving?
I think so.
Yeah. See, we had an episode in between Thanksgiving and now, but for some reason we recorded it and we were like, "Hey guys, it's okay. We're going to take a break because the shop is really busy and it's all cool. We're going to come back at the new year." And you'll still be able to listen to my dogs barking their heads off in the background. And I probably didn't say that though. And it sounds like there's a dog fight. I swear to you, there's not a dog fight. I am puppy sitting Abby and Hannah's two dogs, and they literally stand by the door and bark constantly.
Because they need affection.
So, yeah. Anyway. So, something happened to that episode, and it was not editable.
But it was really good.
It was a really good episode. It was. So, we will have to redo it at some point. So, yeah, the shop went crazy right after Thanksgiving, and I got super busy. So, if you were one of the people who ordered from me, thank you. I appreciated it more than you know. If you were not one of the people that ordered from me, but you want to be, it is cat hair glitter on Etsy.
Yeah, I think it's like etsy.com/shop/cat hair glitter or something like that.
I think that's what it is.
You can find the link in our show notes. And if you follow us on YouTube, I link to her shop in the notes of every episode I publish on YouTube.
Yeah. So. Or just follow us on Instagram, because I always comment as my shop.
Yes.
So
if you're talking to us on Instagram, you're probably talking to me. Unless the person commenting is cat hair and glitter, and then there's Holly.
Yeah. I have legitimately not used my goodness sakes. I have not used my personal account since January 3rd or something, so I'm gonna wait and then July, or not July, my last post was July 3rd, so I'm gonna wait until January 3rd, so it'll be 6 months, and I'm gonna post something
nice.
I know, I don't know what, but probably pictures of the new dog.
Oh yeah, because she got a new dog.
I got a new dog, and she is super cute. She's
a vicious monster.
She is very vicious. She has chewed through 2 cell phone chargers and a laptop charger. So, if you are an electrical device, watch out, because Sophie will get you. But no, she is a blue pit, and she is just the cutest little thing in the whole world.
She's putting on about 2 pounds a week.
Yeah.
She's going to outweigh everybody, human and dog, in the house within a month.
So when I got her, she weighed 5 pounds, and I think it was 5 pounds. It might have been 3 pounds that she weighed, and then 5 pounds when we went to the vet. But anyway, she was teeny tiny, and she was wearing a size extra small sweater, and now her little fat belly is hanging out of a small sweater. So she's getting big. And yes, I bought sweaters in all the sizes so that she could seamlessly flow and still look fashionably cute this winter.
But, I mean, some of the sweaters you probably already had, because you've got dogs of various sizes.
I do. I mean, the one she's got on today is an old one of Leia's.
So we decided to do something different with our episode. Actually, we decided this before Christmas, because as soon as we made the decision to put the show on pause, so many funny news stories came out. So many. And we like to end our show with what we call the Stupid Criminal of the Week. Well, we've got a whole episode of stupid criminals.
Because nothing makes people stupider. Is stupider a word? More stupid?
I don't know.
Than the holidays.
Yes. But you know what? And I don't want people to read these and be like, oh, they're picking on them. No, because every single person in the world has their stupid moment. Some of us don't get arrested for it, but we have all done something just dumb.
I do something dumb nearly every day. But thankfully, I have not been arrested.
And I think there's a certain level of breaking the law that kind of makes your rational side just like flee out the window. And you're more likely to screw up. And to do something even stupider in the commission of your crime.
Right.
Like one woman we're going to get to later. But we're going to start with a submission from a listener. Thank you, Carmen. I loved the story.
Yes, this story, hysterical.
So we've all heard of these like challenges that people do. The Tide Pod challenge. I still don't understand why that was a thing.
I don't think it actually was a thing. I think it was people making fun of a thing, and then people thought that it was a thing because they're old and stupid.
I hope so, because I can't wrap my head around even teenagers who don't make, sometimes don't make good decisions being dumb enough to do that. So I hope it was never a thing.
I do have something funny about the Tide Pod challenge. Like, Abby is allergic to fragrance. And so she has to have, like,
she can't have any stank party.
Right, yeah. So, like, when I wash her clothes, I can't use anything that's got a scent to it. Well, when she moved out, I bought Tide Pods just, thinking, hey, we can maybe have clothes that smell like something now. And Emmy comes in and says, oh, you're buying the good snacks now.
Okay, but no, I mean, like, there's like the cinnamon challenge, which would also, not be good for Abby because she's allergic to cinnamon.
Yeah, both girls are. So,
I think
what was like a few years ago we had the ice bucket challenge or whatever, where you went outside and you dumped cold water on
At least that was raising money for ALS, though.
You really were getting, like, how was money being collected?
You're supposed to donate after you dump the bucket of ice on you.
But I don't think anybody was actually donating.
Some people did. Well,
I would hope so.
Well, the article that Carmen sent me turned me on to a new type of challenge. It's called the 24-hour challenge. And when I saw the title, I was like, oh, so is it like you go 24 hours without your cell phone? Or you go 24 hours without speaking? No. This is you got to spend 24 hours inside of Walmart. Which I have to say that there's been times that I've been to Walmart 5 times in one day. And it kind of felt like I was trapped in Walmart. But this is not that story. This happened in Mason County, Michigan. A woman was arrested after deputies found several drugs on her when she arrived at a Walmart to pick up her daughter. Mason County Sheriff Kim Cole says that 39-year-old Xavier Clarice Stockwell was in possession of heroin, cocaine, and meth. She dropped 2 10-year-olds off at the Walmart in Marquette Township around 2 a.m. Saturday so they could spend the night there as part of a 24-hour challenge. For some reason, this Walmart actually was stocked by observant Walmart employees.
Oh, see, ours is not. I think I could go to Walmart and spend the night and nobody would notice. But in this case, a worker noticed that the 2 girls were in the store and noticed that they had been there since about 2 a.m. and they were just wandering around the store. So the employee went to confront the girls, and she found them inside a fort that they had made in a clothing rack. As somebody who used to climb in clothing racks and play when mom and dad was shopping, that's hella fun, by the way. I want to go to Walmart and do that. That's going to be a new challenge.
Holly is going to take part in the 24-hour Walmart challenge.
No, I can't stand to be in Walmart for 24 minutes, much less 24 hours.
Well, the girls did exactly what you don't do when you're being questioned by somebody in authority. They took off running. Right there, even if you are innocent, that screams, oh my God, those girls that built this fort inside this clothing rack, they're guilty of something. So
they had pillows and other camping supplies in there with them. So, that's pretty...
What are you going to do when you're spending 24 hours in the Walmart, Holly? You're not just going to walk around for 24 hours.
No, I would get a book. Actually, I would go buy a book. And then I would go to the bathroom stall in the bathroom that's in the back of the store. And I would just sit there, eat chips, and read a book for 24 hours. Because you've got water in the tap. You've got a toilet. Nobody's going to bother you because they'll think that you've got intestinal issues.
Yeah, when someone walks in, just make stomachy noises.
Exactly. I could totally do this 24-hour challenge.
Well, the worker called Walmart. The worker called the police. And when the cops got there, they found that in their haste to flee, one of the girls made the rookiest mistake of all rookie mistakes.
Oh, she leave her cell phone?
She dropped her cell phone.
No, girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the girls were found about 2 hours later, about an hour later, walking down a 2-lane highway about 1.5 miles from the scene. Which is also bad. Girls, don't. That's how you get kidnapped. So, kids, if you're listening, don't do stupid challenges. Don't stay in Walmart for 24 hours. Don't drop your phone if you're fleeing. Moms, I know that sometimes you need 24 hours without your kids, but don't drop them off at a Walmart.
Walmart is not a good babysitter.
No. But if you decide you do want to do the 24-hour challenge, bring a book, camp out in the bathroom. Nobody will bother you. Okay, so my next stupid criminal was once known as the girl with the green fiddle.
I have a fiddle.
Is it green?
No, it's brown-ish wood color.
Well...
And I don't actually know how to play it, so there's that too.
Well, I don't know how to play it, but this girl, Ramsey Burse, does play it. She was also a former Miss Kentucky.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. She was Miss Kentucky 2014. And it's really funny because when the story broke, my girls remember her coming to their school and talking about whatever her platform was at the time. So, Ramsey Burse was a fiddle player. That was her talent. She grew up with musicians and, really into the whole bluegrass scene.
Which actually seems very common in Kentucky.
Right, except you and I, neither one know how to play fiddle.
No, but you and I both know at least 5 people apiece, not overlapping, that play music.
That's true. Okay, so she is now a middle school science teacher right outside of Charleston, West Virginia. And she was sending nude pictures of herself to former students, a 15-year-old former student, over Snapchat. His parents was the ones that alerted the authorities, and she is facing a maximum of 20 years in prison and a $100,000 fine. And obviously, she's been suspended from her position of teaching.
That's just dumb.
Okay. Teachers, don't send nude pictures to minors, especially not minors that were your students.
Although we know somebody who was a teacher and then ended up marrying someone who used to be her student. Only they got married after he was her student.
Right.
And they knew each other and were friends before she became a teacher, so weird, but
right, like
it works.
She was a senior in college and she was student teaching. But still, very weird. No, I went out with a guy in college that was We only went out on like 2 dates, I think. And then, like a few years later, he started teaching and got a student pregnant, married her, and the parents dropped all charges.
That's weird.
Very, very weird.
I got to watch one of our local news anchors do pretty much his entire little news segment while sitting in a hot tub.
Oh, I want to do that.
Well, he was doing that not because it was some, vacation piece. He was doing that because the senior citizen village in Waverly, Ohio had a unexpected and unwanted visitor.
Oh, really?
Yes. 34-year-old Autumn Shatterfield escaped from the Pike County, Ohio jail. She had been booked on, I think it was like drug possession.
Can't imagine.
Yeah. Well, a few hours later, while police were still looking for her, they got a call from the Senior Citizens Center that there was a lady sitting in their hot tub wearing a yellow jail jumpsuit. By the time the police got there, she was still in the hot tub. So they, hauled her out, put handcuffs on her, and took her right back to jail.
Well, this is really perfect hot tub weather we've had.
Someone who lives at the community center, they actually interviewed him, Dick Demlow. And he said, "It's created quite a stir at the village. For the most part, I think the village people think it's rather humorous."
And village people.
They call themselves the village people. He said, he went on to say, "This is the first, and I hope it's the last too. All's well that ends well. She was apprehended without incident. She got warm. So what a better way to end the day?" And she gets...
Well, except she's going to be cold and wet on the way to jail.
Yeah. But she gets to go back to jail and be like, "Hey, I just spent a few hours sitting in a hot tub. Yay me." I wish I was sitting in a hot tub right now.
I know, my hot tub broke and I'm so sad. We have a jail escapee that was hitchhiking along the highway. And he stupidly tried to flag down a car. But he flagged down a Morehead State University campus police officer. Yeah.
Rowan County has so many cops.
We do, because we have campus police who has the right to pull people over in the county. We have the sheriff's department. We have a state police post here. And we have city police. So honestly, that's why when I'm recording and you hear sirens constantly going past me, my house is at a speed trap. So, it's not really a speed trap. It is a speed change sign, but they're always waiting. So, there's always people getting pulled over right beside my house. If I don't look out my window and see blue lights, it feels a little weird because it happens all the time. And actually at Christmas, our cousin Brenton was telling us a story about he was almost pulled over by police and he pulled down a street that was right there. And I was like, "Brenton, you probably just drove right past my house." Oh.
He probably did.
So Greenup County Jailer Mike Worthington was transporting Alan Lewis, 31. And Alan Lewis escaped. And that's where he flagged down the Morehead State campus police officer. Campus police officer saw that he had handcuffs hanging from his wrist and took him back to jail. So sad.
He picked the wrong car.
He did.
But
it's really funny because his mugshot, he's kind of got his tongue stuck out.
Well, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Exactly.
So, I don't know about you, but sometimes I wish that there was magical fairies that would come in and clean my house for me.
Clean my house. Yes. Isn't that what the brownie is supposed to do in Girl Scout lore?
I think so.
Damn brownies.
Well, In the case of a Union Township, sorry, I'm horrible for mispronouncing places today. A Uniontown, Ohio house that happened.
Really?
Well, I mean, it wasn't fairies. It was someone there to rob them. But the couple who broke into their home washed the clothes, took a shower, and made some coffee before being confronted by a relative of the homeowner who, I guess, drove past and saw a vehicle that was not theirs parked outside. Police were able to get there in time, and they found jewelry, a computer, and credit cards belonging to the couple that owned the house inside the couple who broke into the house's truck.
Damn.
Yeah.
Was so like doing the laundry, was that like the consolation prize? We're gonna rob you, but we're a little OCD.
Well, the article does not specify, but I think that the couple washed their own clothes.
Oh.
Yeah.
How rude.
Yeah. I don't know. I would kind of like it better if they broke in and, washed my own laundry. I've done so much laundry today.
I have too.
Are you one of those people that you take down your Christmas decorations right after Christmas?
Actually, I am. I was a couple days late this year, but yeah, they're all down now. Of course, I'm also the person that usually puts mine up the day of Thanksgiving, but the girls all had to go to work, and it was just me and Em, and she didn't really feel like it, so the tree got up, and only half the decorations got put on it, and then I got tired of looking at the boxes and took them all outside, so...
Well, a Green Bay, Wisconsin man apparently decided that he had enough of his neighbor's Christmas decorations. So he did what any sane, rational, sober human being would do. He got drunk, he stripped off all of his clothes, and he kicked down all of his neighbor's Christmas decorations.
Okay. Very Grinch of him.
Yeah. The Green Bay Gazette reports that Gregory Brannigan faces misdemeanor charges of disorderly conduct and resisting an officer. The complaint says that Brannigan's neighbor called the police Wednesday to report that he was naked, kicking her door, and tearing down all of her Christmas decorations.
Crazy.
When officers arrived, he was stumbling, told officers he needed to take care of a supposed drug dealer in the neighbor's apartment. He blew a .21 on the breathalyzer, which is twice the legal driving limit. I don't know what the legal limit for being naked and kicking down your neighbor's Christmas decorations are, though.
I would say not. I don't think there's a limit for that.
Oh, okay, good. So yeah, he's probably going to have to appear in court for that. I've never done that. My neighbors had their Christmas decorations down, like, the day after Christmas. I had mine down, like, 3 years ago. I've never put them back up.
Yeah, like, if I put Christmas lights up on the outside, which I haven't yet, but look, if I did, I'd probably not take them down the very next day, because, man, wrestling with that ladder is not fun. Which is why I've never put them up.
I think you'd be the type that would put them up once and then just leave them up.
Yeah, probably. I'd like randomly plug them in like throughout the year. Okay. Well, because we don't have enough Kentucky stupid criminals. And I'm honestly, this kind of seems like something that would happen at our Christmas dinners. But a man is charged with assault after throwing a Christmas ham.
I didn't want to have ham this year, Holly. I wanted a taco bar. This is what you get for making me have a ham.
I already bought the ham.
Okay. How about taco bar next year?
All right. Emmy wants a salami platter next year. So, I mean, okay, fine. We'll not do ham next year.
Okay. No, we're joking. This was not us.
No, a Laurel County man, 21-year-old David Brannon, was arrested on Christmas Day. Was it Christmas Day that he was arrested?
December 24th is when the article posted, so.
Okay. So, December 23rd, December 24th, somewhere in that vicinity, because this article does not tell me an exact date. The family was having their Christmas dinner, and Brandon got mad and began throwing items at a female, including the ham that they were eating for dinner. He attempted to run from the police, but they found him, and he was charged with 4th degree assault, 2nd degree fleeing or evading police on foot, and he is being held in the Laurel County Correction Center.
And he's also being charged with wasting good food.
Yeah, and listen, if she is still with him after that kind of bullshit, like, I hope when he gets out, she hurls a ham at his head.
Yes. Bone-in ham. That's really the only way to get it.
Right.
So have you rolled up to McDonald's and been a little short for cash?
Oh, yes, actually, people, seriously, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, I go to Speedway to get ice, because if you remember me talking at Thanksgiving, I forgot to get ice, so I went to get ice, I got gas, went to get ice, but the line was so long, I was like, forget it, I'm not fooling with ice here, I will go to Sonic, because Sonic has the good ice, the little pillety ice. Okay, well, I stupidly stuck my debit card in my hoodie pocket, and I'm like driving, and I see McDonald's, which is, I have to pass McDonald's to get to Sonic, and I was like, I'll grab some food while I'm here, and then I'll take it back home after I get the ice. Well, I get in the drive-thru, and I don't have my debit card. I'm freaking out, so I just grab a different card, pay for my food, have to drive back to Speedway. Miracles of miracles, somebody found my debit card and turned it in and didn't spend anything on Christmas Eve.
Well, this is not that story.
Oh. Sorry, I thought it was that story.
No. 23-year-old man in Port St. Lucie, Florida, went through McDonald's drive-thru, and apparently he didn't have enough cash, or any cash. So he pulls out a bag of marijuana, and he offers it to the fast food worker in exchange for his meal.
Do they accept? Because they'd probably accept here.
Surprisingly, no. The fast food worker denied the trade, and the guy, Anthony Andrew Gallagher, drove off.
But they called the police.
No, he was dumb, and he went back later. And that's when they called the police.
What? Oh.
Yeah. So he was arrested and charged with marijuana possession and driving under the influence.
Stupid people.
Yeah. The police were actually in the McDonald's getting the description of him when he came back to the restaurant.
Yeah.
But, honestly, around here, and if he had went to Taco Bell, probably, the worker had been like, yeah, sure. We'll make this trade.
I remember, there was like a few years ago, and I don't even remember what state it was in. Like, somebody was selling pot from KFC. And like the code word for pot was, can I have extra biscuits?
I would be getting pot all the time then, because I always order extra biscuits.
And so it was like somebody ordered extra biscuits, like legitimately wanting extra biscuits, and they gave him pot too. Crazy.
Yeah. Actually, I think there was a pizza place here in Kentucky that that one of the workers was selling pills, and I can't remember what the code word was for that though.
God, people. Okay. Well, this stupid criminal actually is a stupid officer, and it goes way back. But somebody shared this week, and it was too funny not to share with you. So, in the town that I live in, Moorhead, Kentucky, a dead man got arrested.
A what?
October 25th, 1939. Deputy Sheriff Bill McBrayer thought he was arresting a bunch of drunks until he noticed that one of the men that he was trying to arrest didn't move much when he placed him in jail. On further examination, it was found that the man, Willie Day, 47, of Salt Lick, was dead. And in pure Kentucky fashion, he was quoted as saying, "I've arrested many persons during my term, but this is my first experience of arresting a dead man."
That is classic Kentucky law enforcement.
It is, and honestly, that was probably his accent. So, yeah. I don't know how long Bill McBrayer had a job after that, but McBrayer is a very common name in this town. Like, we have a school, McBrayer Elementary, we've got McBrayer Road. So, I mean, I don't know if it's the same McBrayer, but, maybe probably.
Yeah, while we're on the topic of law enforcement being sometimes the dumb criminals, although he really was not a criminal there, he just, didn't realize the person was dead.
That's pretty dumb.
We have an update. I know we've been sharing updates throughout the past year or so on a jail in our region that is it's a dumpster fire. Well, 5 former guards at the Boyd County Detention Center have been indicted on first-degree manslaughter in connection with the death of an inmate last month. They have had I think they had 3 inmate deaths in a month.
It's crazy there.
They are being accused of putting one inmate, this one in particular, in a restraint chair and beating him.
No.
Yeah. The jailer actually went ahead and stepped down effective immediately so that the guy who was elected could just go ahead and take over. And the new jailer has hit the ground running with trying to shape up the jail, retraining all of the employees. He fired a bunch of employees. So hopefully good things come from this.
Oh, I hope so.
Because it has been... The Boyd County Detention Center has been a dumpster fire for some time now. So that is our update on that, which is also a stupid criminal. Because, just because you have the power and authority, don't abuse it.
Right. Never mind. I started to say something, but it might be taken weirdly, so I'm not going to say it. So.
I think that jail guards should be forced to watch really watch and understand the Stanford prison experiment.
Yes.
Because maybe it'll make some of them think twice about letting their power go to their head.
Right. But then you also got to think, these people get paid shit.
They do.
And they've got a seriously stressful job, and not condoning anything, because I'm absolutely against it.
That is one of the reasons why I say that if you really want to stop contraband from coming into jails, you need to start searching your guards too. Because most of it is coming in on guards to supplement their crappy pay.
Not getting paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't condone it, but hey, that's a fact of it.
Right.
How about the one from Floyd County?
Okay.
Y'all, there's just some things you don't do.
But you probably do it anyway.
And starting a fight at your kid's Christmas play is one of them.
You have no idea how tempted I've been sometimes, though.
I know, but you keep that trash at home.
You calling me trash?
I'm saying, you don't pick a fight.
Do we need to step outside?
I think we do. And away from the Christmas play. What's so bad is, it happened at a church. Yeah. So the Sunday before Christmas, Prestonsburg Police Department was called to the Trimble Chapel Church off Watergap Road. When they got there, they found the entire church congregation standing in the parking lot. Someone had blocked the road with a pickup truck to keep the people from leaving, to keep the people who were fighting from leaving, so the cops could get there. And witnesses told police that they witnessed Mark Anthony Gillum and his girlfriend, Tabitha Ann Compton, and Compton's sister, this is us, I swear this is us, come to the church to watch Gillum's children in a Christmas play. While they were there, Compton got into an argument with Gillum's wife, who is the mother of the children.
Okay.
Do you see that? He invited his girlfriend to his children's Christmas play.
Wait. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to leave her at home.
That's not his ex-wife. That's his wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, I was going to say, I mean, I have a really good divorce, and...
At least you have a divorce.
Yeah, I mean, we come to everything, and, you know...
He came to Christmas with us?
He did, and, you know, I've bought tickets so that him and his girlfriend could watch Abby's all-district band concert, and, you know, I mean... Of course, him and his girlfriend's not together anymore, but, you know, I want it to be as stress-free as possible for our kids, and he does too.
Okay, well, this family does not care, because he brought his girlfriend to his kid's Christmas play where his wife was going to be there.
This reminds me so much of our Uncle Ronnie.
Yes. Our Uncle Ronnie, like 3 of his girlfriends showed up at his funeral. He brought 2 girlfriends to his dad's funeral.
No. He had it arranged at Papo's funeral. Like, one was going to come one night for visitation. The other one was going to come for the funeral. But the funeral girlfriend felt bad about missing visitation also. So she showed up at visitation where he was there with girlfriend number 1. And somehow he ended up leaving with both of them. And they were all happy.
Yeah.
Bless our Uncle Ronnie. He is not a super hot man. Do not know how he had the charisma to pull that shit off, but he did.
He had a way with the ladies. Well, let me get into the meat and bones of this fight.
Okay.
They got into the wife and the girlfriend got into an argument in the Christmas play, and it turned into a physical fight that spilled outside. And that is when Gillum stepped in and started choking his wife.
Oh no, what a douchebag.
At some point during the fight, the wife's mother, who was holding their youngest child, was knocked over by Miss Compton. No word on if the child or the mom was injured. I assume not, though.
Damn.
Yeah, so when the police got there, they asked Mark Gillum to take his hands out of his pockets while they were talking to him. Very reasonable request.
Right, yeah, people, if you're being interviewed by the police, don't put your hands in your pockets.
No. It's like, that makes them uncomfortable. So Gillum did the reasonable thing and lunged at the cop.
Oh, God.
Yelling, "I'm already upset the church congregation."
Oh, Lord.
Gillum was arrested and charged with 4th degree assault, 4th degree child abuse, I guess, for knocking over his child, menacing, 2nd degree disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest, because he refused to let the cops handcuff him peacefully. Compton was arrested and charged with 4th degree child abuse and 2nd degree disorderly conduct.
Please tell me that nothing happened to the wife.
Nothing. As far as the record that I have found, nothing happened to the wife.
Great.
And hopefully she went and got herself a divorce for Christmas.
I hope so. She deserves it. Poor girl. Just a heads up, in case you're wondering what kind of people we're talking about. Like, this is not these people. But you need to get on YouTube and you need to look up the video, Hit Her Again, Peggy. And that's the same area that we're talking about. So you get the gist. And I'm sorry if you're listening to us and you're from Floyd County. We love you.
Yeah.
And not everybody in Floyd County is like that.
Floyd County is also the cheese grater thief county.
It is. It's a big county. And you got some crazy people in it.
Well, I mean, you got a lot of people who don't come out of those hollers very often.
Right. Like, legitimately don't come out of the hollers often. Not like we're just saying that. I mean, like, there are people who live so far out and in, like, little nooks and crannies is that they may make a monthly trip to the store.
The first and only time I've ever had a gun pulled on me was when I got lost in Floyd County. But then after the person saw the sign on the side of my vehicle, they put the gun down and gave me directions to the house I needed because they locked their neighbor. I'm glad they locked their neighbor.
Yeah, really. Okay. This next one, I could see some of our friends doing. This happened November 14th, 2013. The New York, Pennsylvania line, about 60 miles from Buffalo.
We've been there.
Which, we've been here. We have.
We stopped at a road stop not far from there.
We did. I know that you guys have heard me go on and on about this before, but I love upstate New York. Like, I just love it. And I love driving through Pennsylvania because you know what? There wasn't toll booths. We had no toll booths.
Do you know that there is a spiritualist, like, commune area in upstate New York? Well, I don't think it's actually upstate New York, but it's near Buffalo.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's called the Lilydale Spiritualist Assembly. And they have, like, classes on seances and things like that.
Cool. I didn't know that.
I think we should plan one of our next trips around stopping there.
Okay. Well, this happened in Jamestown, New York. 52-year-old Brian Malta had a Civil War era cannon.
I've got some friends who do this.
Yeah, we know lots of people with cannons, and they all have cute little names.
Yeah, like Little Nicky
have cute little
or
names,
Gideon.
not the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's adorable. But you know what they've never done?
Shot at their neighbor's house.
Fired at their neighbor's house for 8 days straight.
I have been tempted. I do not own a cannon, though. Because you think owning a cannon would be awesome until you actually go to purchase black powder for said cannon. I have purchased black powder before. It is expensive. So I will not be firing, 1 pound rounds at my neighbor anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, it's not illegal to own a cannon. Apparently it's not illegal to own a cannon in New York either. This was
Which surprises me because New York has very strict gun laws.
Well, this really isn't a gun, I guess. I mean, it's an antique long tom cannon, and it was loaded with powder and wadding, but it did not have a ball. So it's exactly what, if you go to a Civil War reenactment, this is what they're shooting.
But those cannons are still dangerous.
Yeah.
If you go to a Civil War reenactment, you will see that if you look close enough, there's little flags marked in front of the cannons. They have to mark out the, concussion zone around the cannon to make sure that reenactors charging at it doesn't get killed or injured. Because the force coming out of the barrel is still enough to hurt you.
Right. Yeah, you've still got a concussion.
Yeah. So he could have hurt somebody while firing at his neighbor's house.
But he didn't.
True.
So we don't know what the issue with the neighbor was. We just know that they were fighting and he fired for 8 days straight. The AP was originally reporting that he fired at several homes, but Buffalo News said no, it was all aimed at one specific neighbor. So they ended up confiscating his cannon because he was using it for a menacing purpose. He was charged with 3 counts of second-degree menacing, 3 counts of second-degree harassment. Really sad.
Well, if I ever buy a cannon, I will not shoot it at my neighbors.
Well, thank you.
But every New Year at midnight, that thing's going off.
Well, I'm glad I don't live near you then, because so many people, like I belong to a lot of groups on Facebook, a lot of animal groups, and they were all talking about how they had to drug their puppies because of fireworks on New Year's, and me and the dogs were all just curled up in bed, just chilling. We had no fireworks or any sound whatsoever other than ambulances and police.
We had no fireworks here either. One of the churches near me did midnight watch, but that's it. I think literally most of my neighbors were probably asleep when the clock struck midnight.
Yeah, I didn't know. Emmy had to tell me. She sent me a text. I was like, oh.
Well, police in Fort Collins, Colorado are looking for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Aren't we all?
Well, they're looking for a woman dressed as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer who broke into a business and stole a bunch of stuff. Yeah. And the police decided to kind of rewrite the lyrics to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as part of their plea for the public to help them find her. Oh, how the camera caught her as she was committing burglary. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Criminal. We need your help with her ID. Yeah, they say in their Facebook post, if you have any info about this incident or know the suspect's identity, let us know so we can notify St. Nick. I guess Rudolph is going to lose his job.
So sad. Who's going to guide our sleigh?
Me?
Well, I got a really awesome flashlight from Rural King, and I'm really glad that I bought Hannah one too. It is so bright. Like, I feel like we could guide a sleigh with it.
Yeah, I'd get lost. Santa just needs GPS.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, I got it. This has nothing to do with Stupid Criminal, but it's really funny. So a friend of mine, who is a mutual friend with my ex-husband, he posted on his Facebook $10, like, you PayPal me $10 and I will post ooh WTF on your ex's picture. And so, not joking, I was looking at that and I was thinking, you know what, that'd be really funny. I should pay him $10. And so but I forgot about it, and then we set up to record, and then, like, just now I get a notification on my phone and it says ooh WTF. And I started laughing. I said, did Mike pay you? Because I thought about paying you to post on his. And he said, hey, $10 is $10. Also, I have no reservations about returning the favor. I just thought that's hysterical. I mean, it's not a Stupid Criminal, but it's hysterical. And if some of you guys are needing a little bit of side income, you might want to do the same.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good side hustle.
I know. But it's really funny because he is friends with his ex-wife, and she was like, hey, I'll do it. And he was like, hey, $10 is $10.
Oh, you have strange friends.
I do.
And you know what else is strange?
What?
Canada. Every so often we get a story out of Canada, and I'm like, is Canadians the most polite people on earth?
They are.
Well, this woman in Nova Scotia was carjacked.
Okay. That's not very friendly.
Well, she wasn't really carjacked. You remember that time that we almost got into the wrong car?
Oh, God, yes.
Well, apparently this happened to her. She parked next to a car that looked very similar to hers, and when she came out of the store, her car was gone. Sometime later, the person who stole her car returned her car with a full tank of gas.
Aww. I kind of wish somebody would steal mine and return me with gas.
The most Canadian car theft ever.
That would be, like, how did the key fit in?
Well, I mean, each car key and each key fob is not unique. So it was just a random chance that his key and key fob was an exact match to hers.
That is crazy.
Yeah. He said that it wasn't very far down the road that he realized that it was not his car. So he pulled into the nearest gas station, topped it off, and took it back to where he found it.
Well, that was nice of him.
Yeah. So, not really a stupid criminal, but one of those, like, random, I stole your car, but I'm going to fill it up with gas because I didn't mean to things. Huh?
Yeah. Although I wouldn't have.
You'd have been like, here's $2 for the gas I used. You probably should get that shake looked at.
Really? That's funny. Canadians really are awesome.
Yeah, I went to school with a girl who now lives in Canada. She's just living there for a few years for work. And, like, one of the first things one of her neighbors did was bring over ice skates for her family to use when they moved in.
Aww.
I'm like, that's sweet.
That is.
So, Canadian listeners, you all keep that up.
I know. We would never do shit like that. I mean, like, when my neighbors moved in, I didn't even tell them that somebody died in their house.
Have you told them now?
No.
Because you are kind of friendly with them now.
I know. Like, they're the nicest neighbors that I have had.
They are the reason why she got that vicious monster.
Yeah, my ferocious beast. They're the reasons that I got her. Because I fell in love. They had a blue pitty also, and her name is Layla, and she is the most snuggly dog ever, like in the history of dogs. She's the snuggliest dog I've ever met, and I just loved her so much that I had to get a sibling of hers from a different litter, but still. And but yeah, they're super nice guys, especially for college students. Like, I don't have any of the issues that I've had in the past.
So I have one more.
Okay.
That's really,
I have one more also.
That's really more of a stupid criminal. And then I have a funny prank that has apparently lasted for a while.
Okay.
Like almost 40 years.
Dang.
A weed sprouted in a traffic median in Toledo, Ohio. There's nothing new about that. It happens. Well,
right.
The people in Toledo decided they were going to rally around this thing. They started decorating with Christmas ornaments. And then
very Charlie Brown.
And then they started leaving like non-perishable food and money and blankets. And it became a big thing in the community.
That's really nice.
Yes. The city had planned they was going to let it, last until after Christmas, and then they was going to clean it up. That's fair. The city's going to...
Yeah, right.
City's going to let them have their thing. And there always has to be somebody in every bunch that ruins it for everybody else.
There's always that one damn person.
Well, in this case, somebody in a pickup truck stole the Christmas weed.
What?
Yeah, but they left all of the donated goods behind.
Well, I mean, that's at least nice.
Yeah. So there is that. I kind of hope that the people of Toledo do this again next year because this was fun.
Yeah, and I hope that whoever you are, jerk face in the truck, that you don't steal the damn weed.
Yeah.
Well, my stupid criminal could have ended really, really bad.
How bad?
And dead bad, but it didn't. So I know I'm saying this wrong. I'm so sorry. But this actually just happened this morning. So a guy goes out and he gets really drunk for New Year's. And he breaks into a Waukesha, Wisconsin home. I'm probably saying Waukesha wrong. And he curls up in bed and goes to sleep.
Okay, I see nothing wrong with that.
He curls up in a dog bed. Well, one, it's not his house. He just came in and unlocked the door. So lock your doors, people. Always lock your doors. But anyway, he laid down in a dog bed and went to sleep next to the owner's 150-pound Mastiff. The owner was asleep on the couch, and she woke up and saw someone laying in the dog bed. And, yeah, they did not know who the guy was.
Well, you know, I had a friend who had a Mastiff, and his Mastiff was just a giant, big old baby. I mean, they look scary, but the worst thing that would happen was this dog would have drooled on you.
Well, they were very freaked out because they did not know who the person was. They called 911 and reported that there was a stranger sleeping on the dog's bed in the living room. Of course, they said they left the door unlocked accidentally, but double check, people, because I don't want like BTK wannabe to come in and like kill everybody. But yeah, so the call came in at like 5:30 in the morning. Guy totally fucking passed out. I shouldn't say that. Totally passed out in the dog bed. When they woke him up, he was really cooperative, super apologetic, and the homeowners did not want to press charges, which was nice of them. I mean, I guess he really didn't do anything other than accidentally break into their house. He lived actually 2 doors away, and he went back home where he lives with his mom. Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice.
Well, I lied. I have one more stupid criminal. If you're carrying a massive amount of drugs in your car,
which you probably shouldn't be doing.
You shouldn't be doing. But if you do, now is not the time to get your nuggies on.
What?
Yeah. Like,
why not?
Put down your chicken nuggets. Save them for when you're parked. Because when you're... Oh, I'm sorry. Not nuggets. Chicken wings. She's eating chicken wings.
Wings, nuggets.
It's pretty much the same thing.
It is kind of.
Because when you're trying to eat and drive, chances are you're probably going to be swerving in the road. And if you're swerving in the road, you might get pulled over on suspicion of, drunk driving or something.
Yeah, probably.
And in this case, Deshanika Russell was almost splitting 2 lanes on I-75 South in Noonan, Georgia, eating her chicken wings with a trash bag of marijuana and 10 bags of meth. And she probably would have got away with all that if she hadn't been eating her chicken wings and straddling 2 lanes of the road and caught the attention of a cop. Because he stopped her.
When you said they probably would have got away with it, and I really wanted to say, if it wasn't for you pesky kids and your dog.
Yeah. The cops brought in the canine unit. The dog indicated almost immediately in her trunk.
See, pesky kids and the dog.
Yeah. And she was charged with trafficking methamphetamine, trafficking marijuana, and failure to maintain their lane. Because, she was straddling the lane. So, girl.
Right.
Save your chicken wings for when you're parked. I know it's tempting. I'm tempted to eat in the car, too. And the thing is, I'm just not a good enough driver to eat my chicken wings and drive. I almost ruined a top once because I was trying to eat Taco Bell while driving. It's not pretty.
That's true.
So I'm debating about whether or not to use this next one. It's not really a stupid criminal. It's a funny story. Because we had actually talked about doing a whole episode on this particular UFO incident.
Okay.
It's called the British Roswell.
Okay.
Rendlesham Forest Incident. Where U.S. Air Force, USAF, personnel was training, and they saw a lot of UFOs. Well, they thought they did. Turns out that it was a bunch of British SAS, that's Special Air Service or Special Forces, pulling a massive prank on them.
Oh.
Yeah. They have kept this secret for 38 years. And this article came out December 30th.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It started with let's see. I'm reading through this again. The site they were at was storing nuclear warheads, and it was supposed to be a key target for the Soviets, because 38, we were not on friendly terms with the Russians.
Right. Not like we are now.
So one night, SAS troops parachuted into the complex, but were unaware that the radar system had recently been upgraded. Their black parachutes were immediately detected, and they were hauled in for questioning. They were beaten by their captors, who refused to believe who they were, and were referred to instead as unidentified aliens. They were released 18 hours later, after the British authorities intervened, and was like, no, these really are agents. These are really our officers. So, to get back at them, SAS officers spent many nights scouting the perimeter of the base, right where it met the forest, and rigging up flares of different colors and black helium balloons on remote-controlled kites. Yeah. So then,
that's kind of ingenious.
between December 26th and December 28th of 1980, they put their plan in action, and they have kept it a secret all this time.
I mean, that's kind of funny.
I mean, I think so. So yeah, we had really talked about doing a whole episode on this, and we might eventually, but for those who are wondering, the British Roswell case has been debunked. Apparently, guys in the Air Force just like having fun with each other. I can totally... I mean,
I could have told you that.
From just the people I knew who was in the military, that story is completely 100% believable.
Yeah. All right. Well...
Do we have a stupid criminal?
I feel like we should end it with, like, a real crime. Oh... Well, this has been a fun episode, a great way to ease us back in after taking a month off. And thank you so much for hanging with us last year. We had a great year. We had lots of growth. I'm so looking forward to 2019.
Yep.
And
I got my little day planner right beside of me where we're filling out our shows for the year, and we're excited to hit the ground running.
We are. If you've got a stupid criminal, now's the time to let us know. If you've got an episode that you're dying to hear us do, we've got a few listener requests that we can't wait to do already. But yeah, I mean, if I do say so myself, this is the best episode of 2019 that we've done.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean...
Go us.
I know, it's patting myself on the back hardcore tonight. So, anyway, thank you so much for being our listeners. And if you have nice things to say about us, leave us a review. Yeah. So, anyway, thanks for listening. And we will see you next week with a new episode that's not all stupid criminals.
No. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye.